Hello everybody and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. So last time we had some more time with Sim, we had some more time with Dees, and unfortunately we failed to save our dad. The comments let me know what I should have done, which I didn't even think about. I didn't even think about going to life sciences. I really should have. I really straight up just got that fungal sample and I was like, well, guess that's all. But I know better now. I'll remember for the second playthrough. But for now, it's been a while since we've been able to go see Sim, since, you know, we've been mourning and everything. So I want to go do that. I know I've been obsessed with him recently, but I just really want to keep talking to him. Friendship with him raises really fast, so I want to get that sweet, sweet 100 if we can. So let's do that. Hoa! Unless you're here because you've realized Rex is a shit-for-brains coward who'd rather dick around than defend his own home. Get out of my sight, Face growls. I don't have time for weak-willed deadweights like him, and right now, that includes you. Why are you so mean? Alright, let's head out to the ridge. Because somebody said this is a good place for Sim's story, and also I just want to talk to him. Sim! For once, you see Sim before he sees you. He's crouched just off the path, staring at a flower, his face blank. He doesn't react as you approach, so you watch him for a while. He's so perfectly motionless you think he was a plant too. His eyes are unfocused. Is he accessing some kind of mental interface? Eventually, you clear your throat. Sim carefully stands up and turns to face you. For a moment, you're not sure if he recognizes you. Then he tosses his head, and a grin leaps onto his face. Yabby, you caught me checking in with the boss. Your boss is that flower? Sim smiles. Huh, no. Of course not. That flower is my great aunt. You look at the flower. It's part of a dense vine that fills much of this end of the valley. You're not sure whether he's joking this time. My boss, As I told you, they aren't fond of change, he replies. They're also very much like your boss. What's she named? Utopia? He tilts his head to the side. Her name word is fitting, isn't it? He lays one finger on his chin. I appreciate that she always reminds you not to get yourself killed. I wish you'd listen to her. She gave me a job to do. And I have my job, Sim replies, which is to protect this place. He laughs. Protecting you seems to be my hobby. If the boss finds out I'm talking to you, I'd be in trouble. So, shh, he murmurs and puts his fingers to his lips. Then why keep talking to me? Sim smiles warmly. Because you're the person of my dreams. Literally, he replies. I can't seem to stay away from you. Oh, Sim! And because you humans are different, he continues. And I'm so bored of everyone else on this planet. The other gardeners, my boss, they have everything on Vertumna just the way they like it and don't want the teeniest thing to change. He sighs. It's boring. See that tree? Sim points to a large tree with many long limbs dripping from it and embedded in the ground. That tree was a small creature for a part of its life cycle. You call it the Vricky. Once it plants its roots, it's where it stays for the rest of its life. No! But my Vricky! The gardeners spend time as trees too, sometimes hundreds of years. If you do that enough, you start to think like a tree, set in your ways. He spread his hands, an earnest expression on his face. When I watch you, when I talk to you and learn about your species, I feel inspired. I feel young again. Hold on, you can shapeshift? Don't you think my looking human is a bit of a coincidence, he replies, and motions to his body with a sensual flick of his wrist. It is a rather handsome body, though, don't you think? I happen to think I did quite well, I'll say. You have so many more questions for this man, or gardener, or whatever he is, but as soon as you open your mouth to ask another, Sim cocks his head as if listening and holds up his hands. I'm sorry, he says, looking for all the world like he's listening to the dang flower, but I must away. And with that, he's gone, off to protect the wild or rescue damsels or whatever, or maybe he's just avoiding your questions. I don't mind, I got to talk to you. He called me little sugar bug! Ah! Oh, look at that, we're at 80! Oh, that's so good. I think I'm gonna work in the colony for the rest of Dust, and then we'll go and look around for Sim again in Wet, maybe? Because it seems like you can't just talk to him over and over again. Like, eventually he does get, Like, you won't get, like, a conversation starter with him. Which sucks, because I want to talk to him all the time, but you know, whatever. Go home. Go home. Yes! 2 perception, 2 engineering. It's Vertumnalia! In the midst of the colony decorating and setting out the food for the feast, you've been having trouble finding your festive spirit. Your dad's only been dead a few weeks. How could anyone celebrate at a time like this? You gather in the colony square for the usual speeches. Lum takes the stage to fanfare and applause. "Hello, people of Vertumna," he exclaims over the din. "Happy Vertumnalia." He raises his hand to call for silence. "Before we celebrate, I want to recognize those we lost this year. Head of Geophonics Geranium and Surveyor Imbriglio." The crowd goes silent for a minute. Your vision blurs with tears. How is this supposed to make you feel better that he's gone? "This year has taught us that the aliens are more dangerous than we ever knew," Lum continues. "It's not just the very attacks during Glow. They're weaponizing the very air we breathe." I'm not sure if that's true. "But they won't win. Already, we've discovered how to beat them at their own game. With everyone inoculated against the Shimmer, we're one step closer to total dominion over this planet." After the council members each give their annual reports, everyone starts clearing the square to set up for the Vertumnalia Games. You feel the pulse of a new holomessage in your palm and open it up to read. "Happy Vertumnalia, there's a present for you on the table, XOXO, your secret admirer." You rush over to the feast table and spot a wrapped present among the roasted vegetables. "Wow, you have a secret admirer?" You unwrap your present. It's a data band. You snap it on your wrist and boot it up on your holopalm. It's full of all your favorite songs, videos, shows, and games, a collection curated by someone who must really know you. Now you'll have all your media with you, even if the net goes down, including all your favorite episodes in the rise and fall of the Sanctuary Moon. Nice! Who could have given this to me? You search the holopalm for any hint as to who could have made it, but you can't find anything. You have to ask around, but later. The games are about to begin. You assemble with the other kids for the annual games. What do you choose this year? Well, I did the bake-off. Trivia, persuasion. Let's try the talent show. Mars and Rex report to the stage for the all-talent extravaganza. Rex has nano-printed a guitar and bows deeply to Mars before taking the stage. "I dedicate my performance to your beauty, milady," he says, and Mars giggles. Rex plucks a simple but charming song about how the most important quality in a partner is confidence. Mars takes the stage after him and does... Well, you can't see very well from the wings of the stage, but it seems to be some kind of interpretive dance about freedom, autonomy, whatever it is that has some of the adults wiping away tears. What do? Let's play with the photophoner, which I've never actually done. 87, ooh, okay. Let's see. 4, 3, 2, what can I, +1 to a card, ooh. Oh, but that's gonna, okay, well that actually helped. Alright, next round. 6, can I just, oh, it doesn't help. It does not help. Alright, 4, 5, 2, 1. Let's see. Oh, I did not, +2, ah, shit. Did not mean to do that. +2 to all other muscle cards. Ooh, that's good. 4, 3, 2. There we go. Alright, oh god, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. 5, 4, 4, 2. Pushing through would give me 80 stress. What can I do? Why did this go down? Oh, card becomes 4. +1. Unchangeable. Not on my watch. 42, okay. And then what can I update? Boom! Haha! Take that! You play a complex song on the photophoner, pairing it with surreal visuals incorporating strange, dripping plants and many-eyed animals. The crowd is stunned and amazed by your artistic vision. You win by a large margin of vacuous applause. After the festivities, everyone descends on the feast. You heap your plate with more food than you could eat in 3 sittings. Everyone around you is so happy, but you can't help but notice the empty space where your dad should be sitting. It's your first holiday as an orphan. The other colonists try to make room for you in their conversations, but it's not the same. Oh. Oh, whoa! Oh, I can talk to everyone! Let's start with Dees. Dees, did you make me the thing? You find Dees loading some equipment into an expedition vehicles. He nods at you as you approach before going back to his work. Someone gave you a data band. It might have been Dees. Are you my secret admirer? Dees gives you... Oh! Dees doesn't meet your eyes. So what if I was? Don't make a big deal about it. Oh! Dees! Oh, but Sim! Can I date both? I want to date both! But I like you too. Dees stops and turns towards you slowly, like he can't believe your words. What? Why? I just do. Dees looks at you in shock, then looks away, breathing out shakily. Okay, he mutters, his cheeks turning pink. Cool, I guess. Aww. That brought up our friendship by a lot. Relationship. So it's still a question mark. So does that mean that we can still date Sim if we want? I would like to think so. Cause I wanna date Sim, but I wanna flirt with these two. It's hard. Alright, we're sticking with that. We're sticking with the decision because that was my first decision. But we will continue to try and flirt with Sim if we can. But for now, I guess we should do stuff in the colony, huh? We could probably talk to Sim again during wet. How about we work in geophonics for once? Tend to the animals. Hey, Yabby, Cal calls out to you. I heard you're gonna help out with the animals. Get it? Heard? He leans on his rake and laughs, clutching his stomach. Whew, do you know I learned that one from your dad? Man, he was so funny. His laughter trails off, but he musters up a wistful smile. Your dad taught me a lot about taking care of the animals, and now I get to teach you? That's pretty cool, right? Cal introduces you to the float cows. I know they're cute, but these ladies aren't pets, he says, scritching their noses. They're livestock. And more than that, they're not really domesticated like our animals back on Earth. They're more like tame. Cal spreads his arms. But until then, we got all these guys. Who do you want to meet first? The bristlebugs. Or bristle slugs, sorry. Oh yeah, we've got a ton of them, he says. They're great, slow and easy to catch and real gentle. Don't let the spikes fool you. They're actually really cuddly. And don't mind if you pet them. It actually helps them. In the wild, they'd be scratching up on all sorts of things to knock off those itchy berries. He scrunches up his nose. They're not really berries. They're more like eggs? Well, they're like berries, though, because they're sweet. And you know what? Never mind. Ruminant animals are pretty weird. The float cows. I tried milking these a while ago, and they floated away. Cal's gestures at the herd of float cows. Here they are. Cool, right? And pretty gross. Your dad laughed at me when I called their milk their pee, but, like, it's not milk, you know? He makes a face. I guess it's not any weirder than when people used to drink cow's milk. I mean, who's the first guy who decided to do that? Gross, right? That is a good question. Like, who was the first person to look at a cow's udders and be like, ah, yeah. We figured if we keep feeding them what they be eating during pollen, they'll keep making milk year-round, he continues proudly. It makes them heavy enough that they don't float away. Otherwise, we'd have to keep them on leads like balloons. The squeeger. Cal brightens. Oh yeah, your dad called her Queen Bee, even though she's more like an ant, so I just call her Queenie. She's settled in great, he continues. We've got her rooted now, and she's all ready to start having her own little squeegers. And then those guys are going to do most of the work caring for her. She's a little grumpy, but I'd be pretty cranky too if I had to stay in one place and lay eggs for the rest of my life. You'll be responsible for squeezing that royal jelly out of her. Glad it's you and not me. Careful of the acid mist. Oh god. Sugar bugs! Cal takes you to the rows of crates where soft, squishy sugar bugs are all clumped up together in a moist muck. These guys are pretty cool, he says, picking one up. It perfectly fits into his palm. They're a colony just like us, and if you tickle them, you get... He brushes his finger along the top of the sugar bug, and a little jet of gooey stuff comes out. Sugar bug syrup, he says. Pretty neat, right? The trippets. No joke, we thought these guys were just plants for the first couple of years, Cal says. We transplanted them from the wild into the greenhouse, but I guess it was just part of their life cycle, because it turns out they're sentient and can move around and stuff. We moved them out of the greenhouses and into different barns, but we don't really treat them differently. They still mostly just sit there. Alright, let's get started. Cal giggles. Yeah, about that. We need someone to muck out the float cow stables. They might float, but their poop sure doesn't. Aw, great. He hands you a shovel. Have fun. That's what I get for not working here all the time. You visit your mom's little garden. There's a small shrine. Oh, set up in memory of her and your father. Her favorite flowers, his old boots. On Earth, they used to put whole bodies in the boxes and bury them underground. The colonies always skipped the decomposition step, using a process to quickly render bodies into nutrient-rich mulch. Your mom and dad stipulated that their remains should be used here, added to the dirt they tended to so lovingly in life. Sitting here, you feel like they could be just around the corner. Leave a gift. A flower. You leave a gift at the shrine. Your burdens and your pockets feel a little lighter. You hear footsteps behind you and the creaking of the little garden gate. Cal kneels beside you and gazes at the shrine. I miss them too, he murmurs. I know I already have more parents than the average person, but your mom and dad were kind of like my parents too. They taught me everything I know about agriculture and how to care for animals. He smiles sadly. I hope I can be half the farmer they were. Except Cal's hug. Cal's a great hugger. Not too tight, not too familiar, but warm and strong and comforting. He reminds you a little bit of your dad. Strong, but sensitive. Thinking of your dad's hugs makes you tear up a little, but Cal doesn't mind when you sniff it against his shoulder. Who's in charge of geophonics now? Cal sighs. Me, I think. What, really? Well, no one really wanted the job, Cal replies. He scratches his finger in the loamy dirt as he speaks. Your parents were kind of, well, without them, no one really comes close. Most everyone else who works in geophonics, they're just semi-skilled workers who don't know as much of the actual science as they did. They really pushed me to learn that stuff too, he says. You know, nitrogen cycles and soil chemistry and veterinary science. So I guess everyone just kind of thought I could train up at it. He sighs and rubs his chin, leaving an earthy smear. It's not like I want the job, he admits. I mean, I'm only 17. What do I know about running a farm? But the way the other people in geophonics talk about it, it seems like it's cursed. He stops and smiles apologetically. Sorry. I'm sure it's not really cursed. I don't know, if anything's cursed, it's me. We've lost so many people. Mostly, Cal continues. Everyone here is just doing the same job they always were. I'm supposed to go to council meetings, but I just let them make decisions and they tell me what to do. No, you gotta rebel, Cal. Fuck the council. Just like Vi says. You and Cal sit and contemplate your parents' memorial shrine for a while longer. Eventually, Cal has to get back to work. He lets you know it's okay to take the day off if you need to. I will not. I will help you. You are too young to be handling this job all by yourself. You should have somebody looking out for you. There we go. Got more animals, too. +5! Heck yeah. Alright, it is late dust. What else could we do? Oh! You spot Cal heading towards the barns at the far end of the farms. Hi, Abby, he waves. What's going on? Oh, nothing, Cal sighs. Just thinking about, well... He trails off and scuffs his foot in the dirt. I guess it's not like you could get me in trouble now, so, yeah. I used to have a pet. She was like a little pink caterpillar. I called her Socks. She lived in a trunk up in the storage barn. Nobody knew. Oh, I wonder if I would have known if I was closer to you. I barely talked to you. He scrubs the back of his arm over his face. But she didn't stay little forever. She got big, like real big, and I couldn't figure out what to feed her, so she ran away. Cal sighs and looks wistfully up at the sky. I just hope she's doing okay, wherever she is. Huh. I wonder if we can find your little pet. Well, not little anymore. Ooh, everyone wants to talk. What's up, Rex? You find Rex in an empty space outside the lounge, setting up a construction holoprojector and running through different projections of future buildings, taking notes on each. He looks up from his holopalm as you approach and bursts into a huge smile. Well, hey, Yabby! What's going on? Rex jerks a thumb at his chest. You're looking at the newest member of the colony construction crew. I'm surveying the colony for places to build new private family quarters. People are gonna raise families here soon. Isn't that real? Families? Yeah, Rex says, beaming with excitement. Especially us Helios. We've been cooped up on a spaceship for too long. And you know, when people get grass under their feet and fresh air in their noses, he bumps his hip into yours with a whoop of laughter. They get frisky. Get ready for the baby boom. Houses are gonna be in demand. Oh no, we're gonna have boomers here. Besides, he continues, I think I kinda got an idea of what I want to contribute to the colony. I want to build a bar. A real one. Not just a canteen. Nice decor, a space for live music, cushions everywhere, fun drinks. Mars has been helping me with the details. He sighs dreamily. Can you imagine? A place where the whole point is just to relax and be with your friends. Aw, that sounds so nice. Now you're reminding me of Spike from Cowboy Bebop a little bit. Sounds like a great idea. I think so too, Rex says, spreading his hands wide. People need leisure time. We need the time to connect with other humans. We're social creatures. We need our packs. All I want to do is help people connect with each other, you know? Rex says. I love building things. I love cooking things. I love making people happy. Coming together to create something is why we're alive. He gestures around. And I don't mean buildings. I mean, they're all right, but what I'm really into is everything that goes into making a building. It's more than just walls and a ceiling. It's an agreement between people that we're going to form a society, that we're going to cooperate and make something bigger than ourselves, and then we're going to meet there in peace. Rex shakes his head, clearing his thoughts. Sorry, I'm just really passionate about this stuff, he laughs. This and hugs. We humans are also really good at hugs. I think you're just really good at hugs, Rex. I'll take hugs from you every day. Rex rubs his thumb across his chin, thinking, Hey, actually, can you help me? Can you bring me any mushwood sticks or logs you find? I want to start stockpiling them, so when we get an approval to start building the bar, we're good to go. Of course I will! Rex bounces on his heels and launches into a huge hug. Thank you, he exclaims. I really appreciate it. If you find any, just bring them to me. I actually think I have some right now if you want them. Oh, that was a really intimidating... Oh, I can't give him another gift. I can give a hug, though. Rex throws his arms wide. Coach, I'm open, he laughs, catching you as you throw yourself into his arms. He spins you around and growls into your neck, squeezing you tightly. It's a good hug. I love his hugs. I don't get hugged enough. That sounds weird, but like, I want to hug people more often. Hugs are fun. But you gotta hug the right people, you know? I don't like getting hugged by strangers. It stresses me out. Nomi is camped in the lounge, their holopod screen spread out before them like a drawing table. In another screen, there's a collection of photos of a manticore. Nomi looks between the two screens, their brow furrowed in concentration as they scribble directly onto the screen with the stylus. What are you doing? How many times have I asked that question today? Well, Nomi replies thoughtfully, I wanted to write and illustrate a story about aliens, like in Turbo Girl Hyperjet Transform, except using the Xenos here on Vertumna, like manticores and faceless and stuff, but they can talk, and instead of attacking the colony, they help people instead. That sounds cool. Thanks, Nomi chirps, scribbling happily at their drawing. I got the idea from the second Turbo Girl Hyperjet OVA. You know, the one where the Medusa demons show up and the aliens and the Turbo Girls have to band together to defeat their common enemy? I remember that part. Nomi looks up at the start. Oh, they exclaim. That reminds me. So, I'm trying to brush up on my Xeno anatomy, and I'm totally fine with writing, but... They blow out a big breath, ruffling their bangs. Kind of feels like I haven't been here long enough to make sure it feels right, you know? To make it go pop. And I want to make sure I'm being, you know, sensitive about stuff I don't know a lot about. So I was wondering, could you help me with some of the world building? Oh, I need creativity for that. Aw, man, I was so close. I could try. You spend an enjoyable afternoon helping Nomi with their story. When you're done, they give you a big hug and thank you profusely for your help. Aw, man, I really need to raise my creativity. Oh, why don't we do that this week? We could play with the photophoner, right? I mean, I know we're 16, but I've never used it. Practice the photophoner. That is 3 creativity. The photophoner, or phoner, is part flute, part paintbrush. You point the end of the phoner in the direction you want to paint, blow into the other end, and it makes sounds and draws holograms in midair. It comes with a funny earpiece that fits behind your ear and reads your thoughts. Well, not quite, more like it. Detects the electrical impulses in your head and draws those. You aren't really sure how to use it. Ask a friend for help or follow instructional vids. Let's ask a friend for help. You look, but you can't find anyone else who plays the photophoner. Nobody in the whole colony. Mars tells you it's a dumb gimmick instrument, and the one on the depot shelves have literally been there since the Shadow left Earth over 20 years ago. You have better luck with the adults, but only barely. Aunt Anne smiles when she sees you carrying the photophoner. "Oh, those old things," she exclaims. "I remember those. I took lessons as a kid when they were popular for a hot minute back on Earth. I could play do-re-mi on it, but that's it. Never got the picture part to work at all, honestly." You guess you're on your own. Alright, let's follow the instructional vids. Great masters, or at least the people on these teaching vids, who you notice are just sitting in their bedrooms like you, can create a whole animated scene. A lake, trees, a boat, a person on the fishing. You watch as the holographic image reels in something big, then a gigantic fish jumps out and swallows the boat with a dramatic music to match. You can do this, no problem. Honk! You give a lot of beautiful ideas. But what if you get is a masterful honking noise and a pulsating tangled knot of sickly green light that quickly fades away? At this rate, you'll never be as good as the masters. That's discouraging. We have to keep trying. Figure it out yourself. You sit down and experiment with it. The photophoner is different for every person, so figuring out how to play it is a personal experience. You let your instincts guide you. You wish it was as simple as thinking tree and it paints a tree, or even blue and it paints blue. No. For you, it's more like, well, if you think about food, it paints a lot of round bubble shapes. And if you think about something that makes you angry, it draws orange squiggles. Mostly your phoner pictures have a lot of purple lines that dance around. You guess that it's your personal style. Okay, actually, once you stop worrying about being good and just thinking about how it feels, it actually starts to feel fun. Nice! Yeah, a lot of art stuff, speaking as someone who draws and writes, you kind of just gotta go with the flow and figure it out yourself, how you want to feel. There we go. Oh, we get friendship with Nomi, too! Alright, it's wet. What to do, what to do. I'm worried if we go out and see Sim, it's gonna be too early, so I think I will stick around the colony for a little longer. Oh, get away from each other! Egg. I want you to not be near Vase, I don't like him. Go bother Rex if you like him so much, he snaps. Just don't believe everything he says about me. You don't know the whole story, and he'll lie to anyone to make himself look good. Well, it doesn't help that you're a giant jerk, I say as I give him a gift. Oh! Just going through the motions. Mars is working in the depot today. You find her sitting on a pile of boxes, drumming her feet against them as she flips dismissively through a magazine on her holopalm. Every so often, she snorts at something she reads and rolls her eyes. Oh, hey, Abby, she says as you approach. Would you rather have really bad body odor for a whole day, or have to spend the whole day naked? Probably bad body odor? Mars pulls a face. Really? You do you, I suppose. At least being naked isn't going to bother other people. Oh, I thought we were talking about, like, you have to go through the motions still. I'm reading some stuff of the teen magazines from old Earth. Don't do that, Mars. You'll poison your brain. Mars says, you know, like fashion and makeup and dating and stuff? She turns to a new page and reads aloud. Don't be afraid to use green concealer. You may look like the Wicked Witch at first, but don't click your heels and go home. Stick with it and you'll be that yellow brick road to clear, beautiful skin. Mars laughs incredulously. What does that even mean? It's old Earth relics. Papa taught me to put on makeup because I wanted to be pretty like him, Mars says, but it was never like cover up your blemishes, make your nose smaller, hide your scungy pores, and that's all they ever talk about in these things. And it's like, was Earth fashion really about making everyone look as small as possible? What was wrong with them? That's a good question. Mars gestures to herself. I was the biggest kid the whole time we were growing up, and I've always been gorgeous, and that's not just my genetic enhancement talking. Sometimes, I think they should just make everyone unable to feel shame, Mars says. Like, all these magazines talk about is how to fix your flaws or act different so people will like you. It's such a waste of time. Mars tosses her hair over her shoulder. If people don't like me, they can flick off. I literally don't care what they think. Hell yeah, Mars. You gotta be your best ally. Mars pats the box next to her and you climb up and sit by her side. The dating advice in these things is pea good, though, she says, flipping through a few pages. Like my dad taught me about reproduction and stuff, but they got so squicked out when I asked how you could actually get someone to have sex with you. She rolls her eyes. Teenagers on Earth were apparently very worried about getting boys to like them, Mars says. Like, look at this. 10 ways to tell if he's super into you. Mars smirks and angles her holoscreen away from you. Ooh, let's see how into me you are, Yabby. First question, do you have any cute nicknames for me? Well, I don't, but I can. Mars laughs. Really? Tell me. Actually, no, don't tell me. Second question, do you get nervous around me? Never. Not even a little bit, Mars says, acting like she's affronted. Last question, do you go out of your way to see me? A little bit. Aw, Yabby, Mars beams. I am happy whenever you come to talk to me. Us sophisticated folks gotta stick together. Mars makes a frustrated noise and dismisses her holoscreen. This is so wimpy, she groans. What was wrong with Earth teens? If you want to know if someone likes you, just ask them. It's easy, if you're not a coward. Mars turns to you and leans in. Oh no! Bracketing your legs with her arms. She can smell her body lotion. Or you can smell her body lotion, light and floral, and feel the heat of her chest against your arm. She pouts and looks at you through her lashes. What about you, Yabby? Do you like me? Mars, I'm seeing someone. Possibly an alien. What happens if I flirt? What's not to love about you, gorgeous? Mars smiles and tilts her head back. I didn't say love, she teases, but I'll take it. What did that do? 54, not bad. I mean, I've kissed Rex. I don't know if that's gonna affect anything per se. Because you can flirt with people a lot. I've been flirting with Sim a lot, and it hasn't really changed anything just yet. Alright, what else should we do? I think I'm gonna fight in the combat thing. I know that means we're probably gonna have to deal with this punk, but I do probably need to raise my toughness a bit. Okay, perception. My perception is fine. Defense training. How do you get more toughness? Oh, sports ball. It's been a while since we played sports ball, huh? Security Chief Rhett interrupts your afternoon training to address the group. Nem perks up. This seems important. Since the original colony was destroyed, Rhett begins, we have needed every skilled security officer we can find to defend our home. And now with Governor Lum's blessing, age is no longer a requirement. Oh god, what the fuck, Lum? We're looking for young recruits to join the ranks of the defense squads. This is a serious job. He punches his hand for emphasis. You'll be soldiers, not little kids. Oh, no. Sorry, I read ahead. Learning self-defense or peering down from the safety of the walls. You will be in danger. You need to be brave and know your way around a weapon. Step forward if you think you have what it takes to defend our colony. Go pound stand, warmonger. Oh no, but isn't this Mars's dad? I don't know. I mean, okay, so does this unlock something new? Because I think what's happening is from what I understand from the comments on my last video of Exocolonist, it seems like there's a lot of stuff that you can unlock, but you need to actually go to those places to unlock them. So I think that I really need to do that next time, instead of focusing on like one thing. Perception doesn't count. Perception's OP and I will do it next time too. I'm gonna bravely step forward just this once. When Rhett smiles, it's not a happy smile. Do you have what it takes to survive? Define what it takes. Need combat 30. Oh. You know what? Define what it takes. Red shakes his head. You're a green horde, kiddo. No shame in it, but I won't enlist someone who can't handle themselves in a fight. Take some self-defense classes, then come see me again. Oh, okay. I should have just told you to pound sand. Mars's dad or not. Let's see. There we go. I mean, we got some more friendship with Nem, so that's always good. Because I don't like that she's hanging out with Vase. I don't know, he's just such a jerk. I don't understand why she's hanging out with him all the time. Well, I mean, he is one of the soldiers and she wants to be a soldier, but still, I don't like them near each other. I sound like a jealous girlfriend, but like, you know, he's just, I don't trust him. He's so mean to me all the time, and he's mean to Rex for no reason. He just doesn't like Rex because Rex gets all the hugs. Has anyone ever hugged Vase? I don't think so. Let's go survey the plane, see if we can talk to Sim again. We're very close to getting our friendship all the way up. Oh, we can! We can! We can! Sim, I've been flirting with a lot of people, but you're still the one who's in my heart. Oh, Nomi! I'll talk to you first. Meet up with Dees and Nomi. Utopia assigned the two of them to study a specific plant, blobgrass. The sticky, gelatinous fronds are almost totally transparent, especially dangerous when they form rafts over the water, like this particular patch. Dees and Nomi are perched on top of the rocks by the shoreline, bonding over their love of exploring. They're an odd match. Dees is shy and withdrawn, and Nomi is very not. As you approach, you hear Dees giggling over Nomi's impression of Chief Administrator Seek. Nomi's eyes go wide when they see you, and they lose their footing on the slippery rocks. Hey, whoa! They exclaim, falling into knee-deep, goopy puddle of blobgrass. The stuff is so sticky it floats like rafts of goo on the shallow water, trapping animals underneath it. Nomi's too big to be in danger, but they're still stuck. Try to help. Oh, no! Nomi inevitably pulls you in, and you get all goopy, too. It's a big, sticky mess. You're naturally a little embarrassed by this clumsy rescue attempt, but Nomi is not. Come on in, Dees, they laugh. The water's fine. Dees declines their generous invitation, grimacing as Nomi flecks him with goopy water as you both flounder to shore. Nomi just laughs and brushes themselves off. Not that it helps, they're totally soaked. I don't get it, Dees mutters. How do you do that? Just be weird and mess things up, but not feel like you want to crawl in a hole and die from embarrassment. Now, Nomi blushes. I guess I don't always know when I should be embarrassed, they reply. I mean, I already know I'm stupid and uncoordinated and bad at basically everything. No, Nomi! Who said that to you? Was it Vase? I'll kick his ass. I'll destroy him in unarmed, armed, or any other type of combat. They shrug. I don't know. I guess it just didn't bother me if other people think like that too. Like, they can't make fun of me for something that's just true, right? Dee stares at Nomi for a few seconds. I never thought about it like that. He takes a cloth out from his backpack. Here, he says, offering it to Nomi. For your face. You're all goopy. Nomi giggles, and they share a moment of intense eye contact as Dee gently blots water from Nomi's face. I'ma stay quiet. The moment passes awkwardly, as quickly as it started, both Dee and Nomi awkwardly shuffling apart and getting back to their readings. Ooh. Interesting. So could they be a pair? That's a pair I wouldn't have seen coming, but I guess it kind of makes sense. You're enjoying a relatively uneventful second son of taking recorded readings for one of Utopia's geological surveys when... Oh! You get a sudden premonition. This situation feels strangely familiar. Oh! You need to move! Now! You jump out of the way just in time to see Sim come crashing through the air where you would have been, grappling with a skyfish almost as big as he is. In the ensuing tussle, they just completely crush the delicate scanning equipment you just finished setting up. Utopia's going to be so upset. What the heck was that? You yell at Sim, who just shrugs helplessly while he holds the skyfish at bay. It's a whole damn mess. What was he doing bare-knuckle boxing with a skyfish, honestly? The skyfish flops around pitifully, then springs back into the sky and flies away, trilling in distress. Didn't even look dangerous, really. Yabby, Sim croaks, and you turn your attention to him. Blood is pouring from a wound on his chest where one of the skyfish's spines must have pierced his otherwise perfect skin. It's the kind of thing that will definitely leave a scar or worse. Holding the wound closed, Sim smiles sheepishly. I guess my future sight isn't always 20/20. You can see the future? He grins. You think it's just a coincidence that I'm always there at exactly the right time to save you. At night, when I'm asleep, he corrects himself, I sometimes see visions of things that are going to happen, or at least could happen. So you're like me. Interesting. My dreams aren't always true, Sim says, wincing as he applies pressure to the wound. The paths branch and converge. Time is more like a web than a line, I think. He smiles weakly. But always, in the center, there's you. You're at the center of my web, too. Sim coughs. I'm flattered, Sugarbug. I didn't know you thought of me that way. Oh, goodness. Look at the nickname, Sugarbug. I can't tell you how future sight works, Sim continues. To be honest, I don't even know. But if you're curious... He's clearly grappling with something, and not just the sluggishly bleeding wound in his chest. His voice drops. You might look for answers under the light of the wormhole and glow, he confesses. You press him for more, but he begs you to simply leave him to handle his injury in peace. Glow? Glow, huh? I don't know. How would I do that? You can't go outside during glow. Maybe it's gonna be an event? I mean, Sim is an important character. Even though I guess you could go the whole game without meeting them, huh? But if he told me, it's probably important. He knows way more than he's letting on. Oh. Look at that! 100! 100% in love with Sim. And also Dees and Mars. I kind of just want to date everybody, but I don't think that's an option. It should be. Go home. We're back. Oh! You're browsing the colony bulletin board on your holopalm over breakfast when you noticed a new post from Nomi. Seems to be a short story. The title is Xenos to the Rescue! Oh boy. You open the story to read it through. Actually, you think you and Nomi did okay. Oh, it's our story! Sure, the premise of talking manticores is a little shaky, and Nomi doesn't really spend enough time establishing the character's motivations, but it's still an entertaining read. You scroll through the comments. They're mostly supportive, if a little lukewarm, except for one. LMAO, this sucks. Xenos suck my sweaty balls. Face, what the fuck? Dude, he like goes from being super rude to like total F-boy. Like, what the heck was that comment, dude? I hate you. You're just so unlikable. And not even in like a Dees kind of way where it's like, oh my goodness, he's just rough around the edges and like everyone's being mean to him, so I want to be there for him. No, you're just an asshole. You spot Nem talking to Face. He smiles warmly and claps a hand on her shoulder, and she goes red, stammering out a goodbye as he walks away. I don't like that, I don't like that, I don't like that. Nomi, don't listen to Face. He wishes he could be half as creative as you. Dees is relaxing at the back of one of the expedition vehicles, absorbed in a holo novel. You clear your throat and he jumps and gives you an awkward but genuine smile. Hey, Abby, he says, pulling his legs out of the way so you can climb in beside him. It's getting harder to find places to be alone here, don't you think? I'd kill to be out exploring, but Utopia insisted we have a rest day. He rolls his eyes. Dees closes his holo novel and sighs. It's just so crowded here, he complains, and it's boring. I'd rather be out there with Sim, learning about his planet, Dees continues, looking wistful. He folds his hands over his heart. He's so interesting. I could talk to him forever, you know? Like we really connect. Oh, I wish I could date both of you! Have you gotten much out of him? Yeah, Dees exclaims, sitting up straighter. Well, I mean, sort of. He still says there's stuff I'm not supposed to know yet, but I figured out a lot on my own. The biggest thing is that the planet is basically all connected, like a fungal network that's so old and complex it's practically like a computer, he says, talking fast and excited. And not just the mushrooms, the trees, the animals, even the rocks and water. Dee smiles. He didn't want me to know that one, he confides in you, but I guessed it. Remember how your dad got sick from pollen every year, and it was really actually fungal spores? Well, I just started thinking from there, and yeah, it's like every year the planet refreshes its communication network with fresh spores. It's so cool. I didn't know that. Well, how about the fact that Sim is really old? Like really, really old, Dees continues. Like probably thousands of years old. Sometimes he talks to himself about stuff from ancient history like he was really there. Because he totally was. Dees laughs a little. But he still acts like a kid sometimes, you know? Like he loves holovids and candy and playing tricks. I knew that! Oh, right, Dees says. He said that you helped him get access to a holovid archive. Good job, by the way. Oh, and I've seen the other gardeners, Dees says quietly. They don't look like Sim at all. They look like, well, they look scary. No way. Okay, one more, Dees says, his face going pink. The gardeners don't have clothes. Sim was naked when I met him. I had to bring him clothes from the colony. Whoa. What about you? Dees asks. What has he told you? I'll tell you. Well, Dees is listening intently. Sim's hair seems alive. That's the only thing I got. Dees rolls his eyes. Well, duh. Anyone who sees him knows that, he says. It, like, moves, right? I thought I was imagining, but it's kind of like how the plants move to face the sunlight. That's all I know. I wish we could tell more people about Sim, Dees says. I feel like if people knew him like we do, they'd realize that what we're doing here is wrong. But I'm scared if I tell someone, Sim will never talk to me again. He says we're not ready. Yeah, especially with Commander Lum, there's no way he would, like, listen to us. He doesn't listen to anyone. He's fine with child soldiers. We can't tell anyone what we know. I know, Dees mumbles, sighing as he thunks his head against the window of the cab. I just don't want to mess up whatever plan they have. I just want to help, though, you know? I know. Dees nods and turn away, done with the conversation. Oh, it's hard. We're hiding such a big secret. Like, what else are we supposed to say? We can't tell anyone what we know. We know way more than anyone else does about this planet. We only have one day until Glow. I need to look at the wormhole, is what I was told. But what does that mean? I don't know. I'm gonna shovel in the fields, just raise my toughness a little bit, because I'm a little nervous about what's ahead. You know, just everything going on. Give me that toughness, baby! In wet season, you need to dig out the rice paddies. You put on mud waders that are way too big for you and stumble into the soggy muck with Cal. Cal starts nerding out about the mud, as he does. The ground is so soggy because the lower gravity means that the water takes longer to seep down, he exclaims, pulling a big clot of mud out of the ground and sopping it into the hoverlift. At least when it's raining, you don't have to use wheelbarrows. Everything is so swampy and warm on Fortuna, not like dry recycled air out of the stratospheric. The wet ground makes the roots from our earth plants rot easier, so we need a ton of mush tree mulch, or this kind of puffy lava rock kind of thing. He stops and rubs his face, smearing mud across his cheek. Maybe we could do that next. I like smashing it up into tiny bits with a hammer. It's nice to be outside with Cal. I love the rain in real life, so. The tropical rain is never too cold, and Cal is great company. Just think about all the cool stuff that's out here, Cal exclaims. Who else gets to shape the planet and provide food for the colony? No one, that's who. This is the job for the best. He keeps on digging and nattering on about the cool bugs he finds in the mud. Yeah, Commander Lum is all about the soldiers, but like Cal and the others are the most important part. Without them, we starve, as we saw before. You goof off a little and have fun. Your antics eventually lead to you slipping, and suddenly you're up to your armpits in the mud and laughing as it oozes down your oversized waders. At least we had a little fun before Glow. 5, 5, 4, 4. Value is wild. Wild card values match all pairs or straights. Alright then. Alright, it's Glow time. I don't know what sim means though. How do we look at the wormhole? Is it something that's just gonna happen, or do I have to make it happen? What do I do? Does anyone want to talk to me and look at the wormhole together? Let's go in the wormhole. What to do? What to do? Maybe lookout? Because we were apply for guard duty. No. Lookout duty. The dim, sleepy glow of the season makes it so hard to stay awake. You stumble and yawn through your shift every day, blearily trying to keep your eyes on the smudge of the tree line. Only the worry that the colony is usually attacked during Glow keeps your eyes open. You have to be ready to sound the alarm when, not if, it happens. It's gonna happen. I'm just worried about how it's gonna happen now. Is it gonna be any different than last time? Because let's be honest, I don't know. Is it gonna get worse? Because it was really simple Glow last time, and that makes me worried. Oh, here we go. You're on lookout duty when you see it. A break in the tree line, a dark shape lumbering out of the forest and into the firebreak surrounding the colony. Not one, not two faceless creatures. You sound the alarm. Join the fray! Oh my god! You grab a blast rifle and report to the front, where a line of soldiers have taken up arms and are waiting for orders. The colony prepares to defend itself against the 2 building-scale faceless, as well as a teeming swarm of smaller Xenos that seethe towards you. Hold steady, orders Chief Security Rhett. Keep the line! No! Governor Lum yells. Oh my god, dude! Running from the front gates to the front of the defensive line, he elbows Rhett out of the way and waves his arms wildly. Bring them closer! Draw them in! Rhett stops himself from shoving back Lum, but barely, you can tell. Are you serious? He retorts. We can't let them any further into the colony. We're going to fight them on our territory, Lum cries, raising his blast rifle over his head with one hand. We have the walls, let's use them. We'll let them come inside and pick them off, one by one. That's a bad idea. We can't pick off a faceless, Rhett sputters from the sidelines. Lum smiles maniacally. You can see the gleam of his teeth from here. I have a plan, he roars. Just follow my lead. And with that, he turns and begins to run towards the approaching animals, roaring taunts and firing wildly into the fray to draw them close. Oh, you're an idiot! You're an idiot! At a loss, Rhett motions to you to fall back and let the animals approach. The area just inside the gates becomes a swirling melee of smaller Xeno rifles and the blast rifle fire, the two faceless lumbering slowly behind. I'm staying out of the way. Oh, 85. 5, 4, 4. Okay, that's not bad, that's not bad. 6, 5. I can turn that into a 4. Ooh. That's really good. And let's add a 2 to that. 36. Alright, let's see. 4, 4, 3, 2, 2. Okay, we're good. We made it through. No skill changes. Yeah, perception is too high for a skill change. You're not exactly a professional soldier, but you manage to hold your own against the Xenos, even though you still scream and retreat when something gets too close. You don't injure any humans with your blast rifle, at least. Out of the artillery smoke wafting over the battlefield, Lum comes running. Here they come! Here they come! He shouts joyfully, and plows through the gates with the two faceless galloping behind him. It's without a doubt idiotic and horrendously dangerous. You can't help it. You hit record on your holopalm and film the ensuing chaos. You catch a glimpse of Chief Rhett putting his hand over his face and sighing. A squad of Helio soldiers takes up charge and helps shepherd the Faceless into an open area in the middle of the colony. You have horrible flashbacks to the first time you saw a Faceless inside these walls. From the looks of the faces on the other stratos, you're not the only one. Then, you're all thrown to the ground by a tremendous explosion. Fire engulfs the center square, roasting the two Faceless in an inferno that blasts the sweat from your pores. Rocks and chunks of dirt patter all around you with the occasional thunk of burning mushwood. Those soldiers nearest to the blaze recoil in surprise. Clearly, no one but Lum knew the square had been rigged with explosives. You don't think anyone was caught in the blast, but it was close. Lum stands before the blaze, laughing and firing at the two tortured Faceless as they roast to death. What the fuck is wrong with you? You raise your holopalm to capture the image, his silhouette dark against the column of flame and smoke. It was ridiculously dangerous and stupid, but it does look pretty cool in your recorded footage. No, it doesn't. He's a maniac. People filter out of their hiding places, shielding their faces from the heat coming off the bonfire in the middle of the square. On the horizon, the first watery rays of quiet sunrise are struggling to make a dent in the hot orange glare. The colony's fire suppression system is turned on the square, revealing the charred corpses of the two Faceless. Utopia walks by with a reclamation team, hauling an industrial blast cutter on a hover lift. Did he use mining explosives? Utopia says in awe. Mighty bold of him. Those things will blow a hole in the mountain, or a creature, I suppose. She sighs. Wish he could have saved him from mining. That must have been the last of them, and we sure can't make more. Then she and her crew are out of earshot as they pick their way down the blast crater to carve up the Faceless for recycling. Fortunately, so colony defense is important. Fortunately, the colony was well defended. You and the other colonists have been fortifying the defenses, putting security above all else. Tonight's defense was still resounding, if messy, success. But if Utopia's right, you don't have any more of those explosives now. You can't just nanoprint unstable molecules like that. What are you going to do during the next attack? Oh no. Oh, and I didn't get the thing done for Sim. How am I supposed to... Oh! We aged up again! Oh, Sim's friendship is up. Rex is up. Oh, everyone. We're 17. Everyone's all grown up. Oh, this is so cool. Alright, well, hopefully we'll find out what to do about the wormhole next time. But until then, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Remember to take care of yourselves, stay as far away from Governor Lum as possible, and have a good day.